Hello, I am Girish Krishnani. And you are watching 5-Minute Learnings. This is the 11th video in the series of cognitive biases. We shall focus on the attentional bias in this video. Attentional bias is the tendency to pay more attention to certain things while simultaneously ignoring others. Selective attention is important for survival, as we cannot pay attention to everything happening around us, but factors like emotions, past experience, stress, and expectations affect how we use our attentional resources. The attentional bias can be adaptive in many situations, particularly if you are dealing with threats. It allows you to focus on things in your environment that present the greater danger and require some type of response. However, paying too much attention to things that are not really threats can contribute to problems including poor decisions and anxiety. We might like to think that we have considered all the alternatives while taking a decision. But in reality, we often overlook some important options and possible outcomes. For example, while deciding which car to buy, you may pay more attention to the aesthetics and completely ignore the safety features and the running cost. Stroop Test, introduced in 1930s, was one of the earliest tests developed to assess the levels of attentional bias. In this test, participants are asked to name the color of different words shown to them. The degree of effect of this bias is assessed based on the response time. If a person takes longer to name the color of the word, it is assumed that the person is getting affected by the content, and the delay is attributed to the bias. Essentially, the participants pay more attention to emotionally negative words like death or kill, so it takes them longer to respond, and less attention to emotionally neutral words like chair or apple, and hence respond relatively faster. Let's understand what causes this bias. Evolutionary influence. Some experts believe that this tendency might have its roots in human evolution. Our ancestors would have survived longer had they paid greater attention to risky aspects of their environment and ignored stimuli that wasn't threatening. This is known as threat-related attentional bias. Emotional state. Research shows that emotional states can influence attentional bias. Anxious individuals tend to exhibit attentional bias early during information processing, while depressed individuals take more time to respond. Cognitive load. Attentional biases can also happen when people are under a great deal of stress or trying to deal with things that require higher cognitive resources. In such situations, they're more likely to focus on most attention-grabbing things or that require the least amount of effort. Expectations and experience. People are more likely to pay attention to things they are expecting or that they are interested in, which means they are more likely to tune out of the stimuli that are unexpected or irrelevant. As you might imagine, this bias can have a negative impact on the decision-making process. It can also have an effect on the course of mental health conditions and the efficacy of their treatments. Addictions. People with eating disorders tend to pay more attention to food-related stimuli, while individuals experiencing drug addictions tend to be hypersensitive to drug-related cues. This tendency can slow down the recovery. Anxiety and depression. This bias may contribute to increase anxiety and depression, as people tend to be overly focused and biased toward negative stimuli. However, it is also seen that people who focus better on selective stimulus respond better to exposure therapy for anxiety and phobias. Amnesia. Since people can become overly focused on a single stimulus, they might not notice other aspects of the situation. When recollecting the event, memories may be distorted, inaccurate, or incomplete. Here are a few strategies that may help reduce the attentional bias. Practice mindfulness. Mindfulness involves becoming more aware of the self and the present moment. It may help you overcome attentional bias by diverting and dividing your focus. It is also effective in improving emotional processing. Reinforcements. Praising people with depression for noticing positive stimuli and ignoring negative stimuli could minimize the effects of negative attentional biases. Take a pause. Before making a decision, spend some time evaluating whether you've considered all the important factors. By analyzing your thought process, you may find if you're paying too much attention to certain aspects and ignoring others. Attentional biases are a common phenomenon, and in most cases, they operate automatically and unconsciously. While they can often be adaptive and may even aid in survival, they can also serve to negatively impact decision-making and contribute to problems with depression and anxiety. While it isn't possible to eliminate these biases, becoming aware of their effects and being mindful of other sources of information may help you make more informed, better choices. That's all on the attentional bias from my side. In the next video we shall discuss about functional fixedness. Hope you found this video useful. If you liked it, give me a thumbs up, and subscribe to my channel, 5-Minute Learnings. And do remember to hit the bell icon, to get notified of the new videos. Thanks for watching.